Hello, Anointed Ones. Welcome back to Anointed TV channel, where we dig deep into the stories making waves in the world of faith, family, and media. Today, we're discussing a shocking development that's rocked the Christian broadcasting world. Jonathan and Susie Lamb, the beloved son and daughter of Marcus and Joni Lamb, founders of the Daystar television network, have made headlines with their unexpected decision to shocking provide details as to why they left Daystar.
Because so many of you have been concerned about how we're doing, and we just wanted to let you know that we no longer work at Daystar. A lot has been going on over the last couple of years that we just couldn't talk about. But we've given over all of our evidence over to multiple reporters, including the police department. Daystar was contacted for a comment by the journalist Friday, November 15th, and then I was subsequently fired the following day, November 16th.
Some scary things happened, being followed, private investigators, intimidation, threats. When you bring things to the light, things, get better. So that's what we did.
Absolutely. Right now, Susie and I are at an undisclosed location because we simply do not feel safe at our home.
For those of you unfamiliar, Daystar is one of the largest Christian television networks in the world, and Jonathan and Susie have been integral to its success. But for many months, their absence has raised countless questions. What led to their exit? Where are they now? And what shocking revelations have they shared about their decision to leave? Jonathan Lamb, often seen as the natural successor to his father Marcus Lamb, was instrumental in managing Daystar's operations and spearheading new initiatives, particularly after his father passed on December 1st, 2021. Susie, known for her heartfelt segments and creative input, played a key role in connecting with younger audiences in a TV show they hosted together on Daystar TV. Together, they carried their parents' vision forward after Marcus Lamb's passing in 2021. But as of mid-2024, Jonathan and Susie Lamb are no longer part of Daystar. And this isn't just a quiet sabbatical or a routine change in leadership. Their exit appears to have been far from amicable. Many people thought that Jonathan and Susie Lamb stopped hosting the Ministry Now, together with his family members, after he was reprimanded on the show for now recognizing her mom's new husband. Joni Lamb got remarried on June 10, 2023, to Dr. Doug Weiss, a psychologist, marriage and sex therapist, and recovering sex addict, who recently divorced his wife of more than 3 decades, Lisa. Joni was getting remarried to a man who was known to Daystar because he had been a guest numerous times throughout the years. The wedding was officiated by Pastor Jimmy Evans. Contrary to people's speculations, the evidence Jonathan shared with Julie Roys is not related to his mom's marriage to Dr. Doug Weiss. Jonathan and Susie Lamb, the son and daughter-in-law of the late Marcus Lamb, have broken their silence about their departure from Daystar, the network their family built. The explosive claims are they now making put in jeopardy the future of Daystar and the unity of the Lambs family. Stay tuned as we unpack this shocking story. To understand how we got here, we need to go back to 2021. After the tragic death of Marcus Lamb, Daystar's founder, leadership of the network was expected to pass to his eldest son, Jonathan Lamb. But behind the scenes, family tensions were brewing, tensions that would eventually lead to Jonathan and Susie's sudden and dramatic exit. In an email sent just before his death, Marcus Lamb changed Daystar's leadership plan, naming his wife Joni as the network's president instead of Jonathan. Jonathan now claims this decision was made as a form of punishment after he raised serious allegations against a family member, allegations that would set off a chain reaction of conflict, investigation, and heartbreak. In August 2021, Jonathan and Susie Lamb accused a close family member, let's call him Pete, of molesting their young daughter. The accusations first came to light during a family retreat and were later explored in a private investigation led by Denise Boggs, a family friend and founder of the Living Waters Ministry. To assess the claims, Boggs brought in Debbie Leonhardt, a licensed forensic counselor who interviewed the Lambs and their daughter. Leonhardt found that the child was unable to speak about the alleged incident, a reaction she says is common in cases of sexual trauma. Leonhardt urged the family to seek further counseling. But what happened next is deeply troubling. According to Jonathan and Susie, Marcus and Joni decided to drop everything. Pete was never fully interviewed, and Leonhardt's assessment was cut short. Instead of addressing the allegations, Marcus Lamb reportedly declared the issue resolved. He told Jonathan and his brother-in-law, J.W., that they needed to accept the findings or find other employment. This is the reason why Marcus Lamb disinherited his only son, Jonathan, before he died 3 months later. Marcus passed away unexpectedly on December 1st, 2021 due to COVID complications, which Joni Lamb later denied. In the aftermath of Marcus's death, Jonathan and Susie stayed with Daystar for a time, but tensions within the family continued to escalate. After Joni Lamb got remarried, Jonathan and his wife were fired from hosting their shows on Daystar TV. Jonathan was later in 2023 demoted from the position of vice president to a managerial position for refusing to sign a non-disclosure agreement, which now looks like an attempt to silence him from exposing the abuse against their daughter.
We called you back in here so John could talk to you, and we'd give you 24 hours from the time we signed this. That's roughly 2:30 to 3 o'clock tomorrow. If you can sign that, come back in to Arnold's office, sign the piece of paper, okay? Read it, do you comfortable with it, and then sign the piece of paper tomorrow. You have until basically, I say 3 o'clock. That's 24 hours from the time that we sign it. If you do not do that, then you are removing yourself from the board and removing yourself from your vice president position, and you are then an employee. You're still an employee. That's where we are. Now, technically, we had to pass a motion to do that because technically you were gone. You had already removed yourself
you
from the
dismissed
board.
me.
Well, because you did not do it. Technically, you removed yourself from the board.
I didn't remove myself.
Technically, you removed
You
yourself
dismissed
from
me.
vice president. At her request, we passed a motion to give you 24 hours to reconsider. Before you get your letter from Daystar telling you that's what the situation is. Now, you with me? You understand?
I understand.
So until 3 o'clock tomorrow, you have to go home, pray, talk, do whatever you want to, then come back into Arnold's office and read that until you're comfortable to sign it or not sign it.
Okay.
And if you sign it, then we are bound, you're bound by it just like the rest of it.
Yeah.
If you don't sign it, you have removed yourself from the board and removed yourself from the officer of Daystar.
I wouldn't have removed myself. That would be her decision.
That's the
No,
effect of
that's
not
yours.
signing.
That's the effect of you not signing it. You're doing it.
What he said is this board didn't remove you. Your decision not to sign this is what's going to remove you.
In November 2023, the Lambs learned more troubling details about how the investigation had been handled. A recording reveals that Marcus and Joni instructed Denise Boggs to stop pursuing the case, saying, "We want to drop everything." In their statement, Daystar claimed the allegations against Pete were thoroughly investigated and proven false. Pete's lawyer even pointed to a polygraph test Pete allegedly passed. But Jonathan Lamb has raised serious questions about this claim, noting that Joni's new husband, Doug Weiss, owns a polygraph company. Jonathan also cited legal experts who questioned the reliability of lie detector tests, especially in cases involving sexual misconduct. Daystar also pointed out that the Lamb family continued to travel together after the allegations, but Jonathan and Susie countered that they set strict boundaries to protect their daughter. They attended one family beach trip in 2022 at Joni's insistence since she was still grieving her husband, and so Jonathan agreed to join in the trip, but ensured their children were never alone with Pete. This led to the firing of Jonathan on November 15th this year, when they decided to share their story with the public and provided the police with the evidence they had. They've since described their experience as one of betrayal and heartbreak, accusing their family of prioritizing reputation and the Daystar billions over justice. Susie has spoken candidly about her struggles with depression, while Jonathan continues to challenge the narrative presented by Daystar. In response, Daystar released a statement calling the allegations private family matters and emphasizing that the issue was resolved years ago. But for Jonathan and Susie, the wounds remain fresh. Pete's lawyer, Mark G. Daniel, in response, said that Jonathan's statements were false, insulting, and demeaning. Jonathan's sister Rebecca and his husband said they would consider going on the record about the whole saga. So, what's next? For Daystar, these revelations could spark serious challenges to its credibility and leadership. For Jonathan and Susie Lamb, the future remains uncertain, but they've expressed a desire to continue their ministry work independently. This story has rocked the Christian community and raised important questions about accountability, transparency, and trust. As more details emerge, one thing is clear. This isn't just a family dispute. It's a crisis with far-reaching implications. What are your thoughts on Jonathan and Susie's shocking claims? Do you think Daystar has handled this situation appropriately? Do you think the late Marcus and Joni Lamb denied their granddaughter justice by covering for Pete? Do you think Jonathan and Susie Lamb's exit from Daystar was justified? Are we about to witness a major shakeup in the world of Christian media? And what do you think this means for the future of Daystar without the Lamb family united? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this story and other major developments in faith and media. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.